We've explored the HTML and text functions a little bit. Let's do some more with them. We'll start with our previous example, which looked like this. Here's the output from our previous example. Let's take this ordered list and output the HTML on the page. To do so, we'll wrap it in a div tag. Give that an ID of input. We know that we can easily grab this block of HTML right here by selecting this input and calling the HTML function on it. We'll put the output down here in a pre tag. Pre stands for pre-formatted HTML, and it'll display whatever code as is that we put in there. We'll give this a label too, so that we recognize it on the screen. Now we can go down here inside the document.ready function and set the value of the pre tag. Remember, we called that HTML output. So we can set the value using the text function. Now we want to grab this right here. We can do that easily with jQuery. And since we want the HTML tags as is, we'll call the HTML function. Let's take a look at that. There. It's rendering the HTML as is on the page, with tabs and everything. There are 2 tabs right here, and those are being output on the screen thanks to the pre tag. The tabs are a little different here just due to spacing in Google Chrome. But you can see there are even 2 tabs right here. You may notice that these tags right here are escaped. That's what we would expect, since they're showing up as text and not the actual emphasis. Down here, this not is emphasized, so those tags are actually rendered. You don't really have to understand all of the semantics of what's going on here, just that you're able to render HTML as HTML, or as plain text, as we'll see in a minute. Let's output the same thing, but as plain text. This will help cement the difference between the HTML and text function in jQuery. Now let's do essentially the same thing. This time we'll be inserting content into this pre tag right here. We'll grab the same input and call the HTML function on it to get its actual HTML. But this time we'll call the text function to get the rendered text. This will actually strip out any HTML. Let's take a look. There. You'll notice that everything's still rendered on different lines. It still has tabs due to the pre tag. However, all of the HTML has been stripped out, except for that which was being rendered as text in line 4 up here and the 4th line down here.